Hey YouTube, it's Rob here, back again with another Inferno video, as you might have guessed. And today I'm going to be showing you how to Inferno camp Rigour, or Rigour camp Inferno rather. Because unlike my previous video where I camped Hawkeye, I found that you can pretty much camp Rigour. The one caveat, I'll just give it away in the beginning, is that you kind of have to flick a little bit on the majors. But other than that, you can pretty much camp Rigour as long as you keep attacking stuff. My inventory, well, gear setup basically first, I guess. I'm bringing Devouts. You can bring Devouts or Echo Boots, whatever prayer boots you like. Or you could bring the Ring of the Gods, and you could bring a different set of boots, basically. Whatever boots you want with Ring of the Gods, that's also an option. But I like Devouts and Nightbear. It's like a simple setup, and I get the Rada's Blessing because I have Quiver. And other than that, it's just like a super simple setup. You can ditch the Occult, but it makes killing the bloblets like sort of annoying sometimes, and you don't kill all of them like a lot more often, so I wouldn't recommend it. And obviously, I'm an Iron Man who doesn't have the new prayer restoration potions. If you were a main, obviously you'd bring like 2 of those or something, or at least 1. But with this method, you should probably expect to go sub-60. Also, so the changes you'd make from this inventory is you'd probably have like 1 or 2 of the new prayer potion, and you'd have the rest restores instead of prayer potions, and then you'd have dragon darts and dragon arrows using amethyst. So basically the main idea of this method is you want to pray Rigour only when things are alive, but then you can just camp it as long as you're killing stuff as fast as you can. And I'll keep it off for when I'm doing my first cast of Ice Barrage and the Nibblers, so I'm just going to keep it off at the end of wave. I'm going to turn it off here, and then I keep it off until the beginning of the next wave. And this is like the general idea of like keeping Rigour on, essentially. And then when you barrage, to make it easy on yourself, if you want to just play on the safe side, if you barrage, you just keep Augury off, or you just one tick it on the tick that you barrage if you're like really in need of health. But you'll see here, like, I'll usually hit with a 3-way without Augury, and yeah, pretty much that's it. You can always start in this tile if we want to be safe. And if you miss a prayer against the blob, it's no big deal. You can just always blood barrage rather. You can always blood barrage, but here you can just ice barrage. If you have like health, you're fine to just kind of do whatever. Pretty much kill stuff early. On the waves all the way up to mage, you pretty much just kill stuff. Here we kill all 3 of the nibs by waiting, but it doesn't matter really. And with the plugin I'm using, Tzhaar HP Tracker, that's the one that shows the red box when the monster's dead. So when I see the monster's dead, I can just do the next thing I need to do, which here would be just move here, cast on these. I think I might have missed that prayer, but it's okay. You don't have to play perfect. You mostly want to like avoid missing ticks. And here, like, I can turn Augury on just for 1 hit if I want. And sometimes you can go for 2 nibblers if you want. There I probably should have blood barraged, but there I probably should have also blood barraged, but it's whatever. Here I can blood barrage maybe, but yeah, I could do here too. And you see how I don't turn on Rigour until after I've done my barrages on the nibblers. And it's also fine to be aggressive on the nibblers at this pace. Like we're trying to go like sub-60 essentially. So like we're not trying to go like nuclear or anything. We're just trying to keep killing. And if we keep Rigour on, we're gonna kill stuff fast enough, pretty much, and use blowpipe stacks when we can. That's just like basic, and then we just kill nib. The only reason I killed the nib last is because killing the melee last is pretty bad. So when you'd way rather kill the melee not last. So here I'm going to kill the melee and then the bat. I like to just use the shield charges first, but if you're not sure if you're gonna get a good run immediately or whatever, you can just use the shield at the end or whatever. It's not like a huge deal. I just like to use it early so that I can just kind of forget about it. And sometimes you can kind of be a little like aggressive with your prayer usage as long as you turn it off at the end of the wave. And then I just turn on whatever protection prayer I want to have on at the start of the wave, and then I turn on Rigour as soon as I'm going to attack something for the first time with like my blowpipe. And here the melee is just going to come into range, so you can just kill the melee. And you could do things to save ticks here, but this is not like a sub-50 guide or something. This is like a sub-60 guide type thing for people who like want to improve on a sub-60 or just want to see how fast they can do an inferno, because it truly, to me, it's very fun. Here I probably shouldn't have barraged that, but it's okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna get my shield uses out of the way early. There I missed a tick, and I also missed a prayer. Also missed another prayer, but it's okay usually. We also have blowpipe stacks. This is like the nice thing about blowpipe stacks. We also took another blob hit, which is not ideal. Alright, now we're good. Yeah, it wasn't like completely ideal. And you see sometimes I'm using augury and stuff, but it's more important just to hit something. And I'm doing more flicking than is necessary. You could kind of just keep Rigour on in a lot of those situations. Okay, I didn't know if the other blob was going to hit me. We're good though. This blob will come around the pillar, but it's fine, because this spot corner traps it. Certain situations you don't want to go to that spot, but in some situations it's a good spot to go to. Like that one. Usually if there's anything like northeast, it might be bad to go to that spot, because it might come like a melee or something could come around or whatever. Here I'm going in because I don't want the melee to move as it dies, because it'll waste more ticks, but that's not important. Or it's not like important enough to worry about, I would say. It is a cool thing to know, like to know about if something drags as it dies, it wastes ticks. But so like you should know that and keep it in mind, but I mean don't like overthink things to like the solve I just did. It's a little like overthinking. It's still good though. So here you can just keep your barrage weapon on, and just like that was unlucky, but most of the time that'll just die, and then you want to be on your barrage weapon for this wave. And so now what you can do is once you start blowpiping, you just turn Rigour on and you just kill the ranger. And this is why I like blowpipe stacks as well, because you can kind of just power through some of these waves, which also saves you prayer in the long run. So yeah, like camping Rigour in the sense of like we're not gonna turn Rigour off when we're killing stuff. Like this whole part we'll camp Rigour. We're gonna blow like the Ranger because it has a high max hit and we don't wanna hit a 25 HP bat with a high max hit. And you can do some pretty crazy DPS saws with Rigour. So pretty much, like on these Ranger waves, like any DPS saw pretty much works. Assuming you can get like a blob flick pattern basically, with like a blob. Here we'll recharge, so now we can just forget about the shield basically. So there I basically just waited until I killed all the nibs before I turned my Rigour on. That's basically just to save as much prayer as possible. Here we're just trying to heal up a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. Not going into any like super hard wave. So I just waited until the bat was dead to start flicking the blob. So here you can even keep Rigour on. Just cast one barrage and then just blow pipe the rest and then turn Rigour off at the end of the wave while you're waiting for the next wave to spawn. That's probably like maybe the best. Yeah, I knew those were gonna hit me the same tick. Okay, nice. I mean, that was not great, but I don't know, then I get to blow pipe stuff, so okay, so now I can start just using prayer pots whenever I can, basically. Because I've used my shield already. Okay, so, you know, if you miss a flick or whatever there, it's probably fine, especially if you stayed full health and didn't troll in the last wave like me. But what am I doing? I'm camping Rigour and I'm killing everything. So I'm gonna kill that, and I'm gonna kill that, and I'm gonna walk here. I guess I'll just keep Rigour on because I'll want to kill the blob with Rigour. And then I'll just do blood barrage. I'll just do 2 blood barrages. Yeah, there you go. You could turn your prayers off, and then we want to pray range, and now it's going to be range and melee, which is pretty easy. So we can just like safe spot the melee here. See if we can kill the... I don't think we're going to kill the range in time, so I'm just going to kill that, but we might have almost. These waves are fairly easy. So you could like blood barrage to start if you wanted to, but now I kind of have to chase that, so. Just gonna do the same thing as last wave. And you can just camp here. And now you turn off. You want to turn off to like conserve in between, because it's like, and just remember what prayer you're wanting to turn on. Just remember what wave you're on, basically. Splash on the melee. Kill the bat as soon as possible to protect your run energy. You can use a stam dose if you wanna. Like, I've been pretty conservative with my stamina, but you might be like lower. You're probably gonna be lower stamina. I turned my prayer on a little late. You can also like bow the melee here from like the spot. That's like pretty good. Sometimes even on the later waves it starts like that. And like usually the T-bow hits pretty hard in it. There it hit nothing, but you see I'm pretty much just trying to hit something at all times, and usually playing around the north pillar makes it the easiest. There's certain solves where you can go to other pillars, but most of the time there's like a north pillar solve, and you can pray augury here usually, unless you're like really draining prayer. Okay, so there I noticed my potion was ticking out, so I just made sure to... Here I'm just trying to get a big heal. Kill this and then blowpipe spec this. Don't want to... Well, see there I got lucky and healed the full, but even if not, it's fine. Like, I would just rather blowpipe spec than blood barrage the ranger, because that's just super slow. Here we get ready for range. You can camp like the starting prayer a little bit further before the wave starts. I'm just trying to conserve a bit more prayer, but it might be the case that like for you it's just better to conserve more prayer. Or conserve more life or something. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but... Oh, so this drags the ranger here. Oh, there I missed blowpipe hit with Rigour, so -1 Rigour hit for the run. Might have missed Rigour hit on like a bloblet or something too. But... Here it's okay to wait just a little bit, and then I just want to kill everything with... So I waited to put Rigour... Again, I waited to put Rigour on until I'm actually blowpiping something. So it's not like a full Rigour camp, but it's like... I'm going to use Rigour on like everything. Here I'll even switch augury, switch back to Rigour. Just kill this. Just blood barrage these. And then pray melee. And I'll just kill the ranger. You know, I said that like, oh, actually this nib is still alive. It kind of works out though. Blob died at drag death, which isn't optimal, but what can you do? Here I just realized that they were going to be off ticked. Here, the melee gets trapped here, so I can just chill. Keep sending blowpipe spec. So most of the strat here is this, and then same thing here. Oh, I'm just gonna do the other nibbler again. And then I'm going to turn on Rigour, like a tick or so before I go to attack, because like I want to have time to like click to attack. I don't want to be like sweating too much, so I'm like wait until it's almost time to attack, then turn Rigour on, and then click to attack, and then right at the end I turn Rigour off, and then turn pray range off as soon as you think as soon as you know the ranger hits its last attack, basically. Same thing with the major, but with the major it's even more important that you make sure it hits its last attack, because otherwise you're probably taking like a big number. But it's the same thing. Here you can flick Rigour though. Like this is like the one part where I'd consider flicking, because like you're just gonna drain your prayer by keeping it on, and it's pretty easy. It's like relatively easy to flick this, because it's just 5 tick. And then here you can like deal with what you get here. I actually think the easiest thing here is just kill here and then drag. And whenever you have a mage alone, like this is a situation where you get the mage alone, you just want to flick Rigour like this. And then any other situation, you can just camp Rigour, and that's like basically the rest of the cape. So nice and easy, like pretty simple, trying to keep it simple. So even here I step out, I can just camp it, but now I'll turn it off because I'm not gonna waste. I think both of these bats get stuck behind that, so that's nice. Okay, I think I might have missed a tick there, but okay, I'm gonna try to blowpipe it. Oh, I lost the... Here, I'm gonna stand in the middle, because then I pretty much know that they're off tick. And here I'm just gonna blowpipe spec the mage, I guess. Trying to conserve a little bit of prayer, but not too much. Like I'm mostly just concerned with killing stuff. Like here, like also if you want to conserve prayer, you could just keep augury off. You still have most of the same accuracy. So just remember now, like now it's the mage wave, so I'm gonna pray mage at the beginning of every wave. But when the blob spawns there, you can just... There's barely any spots the blob can spawn where it won't be off tick with the mage immediately if you stand in the middle. So that's why standing in the middle sometimes is good, but you don't have to if you're not comfortable. You can just start in like the normal start spot and you're still gonna be fine. Just makes like 1 or 2 spawns like with the blobs a little harder. Like I just like it because there's only 1 spawn if you stand in the middle where the blob can't see you, and I just hit without Rigour on, but whatever. Here we can do like super speedrun strats. I think that doesn't even... Oh, that doesn't even hit the... Okay, well, that kind of sucked. But it's fine. Just remember to pray mage. And here we know we can just move here. We like... If you didn't know if you were going to take a blob hit or not, you could just hope that you won't, because like sometimes if you move out of the blob's range, then like a lot of times you won't take a blob hit. I should just like camp Rigour if I'm going to miss flicks. Here I'm just going to like basically kill them in order pretty much. You can hit the bat from here on the blob. So I'll do that to avoid taking a bat hit. And I'm just making sure I turn off Rigour so I'm like conserving so that I can just camp it when I wanna. Here I'm just gonna let the mage drag in. I have like time. It's kind of like a little bit of an annoying wave, so it's kind of fine to like waste a little bit of time on it in general. So I just figured out what tick the blob was on, and now I know how to flick the blob, so it's nice and easy. Now you could do like, you could also do 1 tick alternate, you could also do 2 tick alternate. I just know when the blob's going to attack, so that also works. and it's a little bit less clicking. Here, I'm just gonna show you can just blowpipe these, although sometimes it's shit, but usually pretty good. Just gonna pray augury, and praying augury against the nibs doesn't really matter. It gives you like, I think, a max hit, but it's like hardly worth, like, it doesn't give you like hardly any accuracy against those. So I'm just gonna like do that to drag the mage close enough. Like, it's not technically best to T-bow a meleeer, but I really wanted to drag the mage. And with the blowpipe, it attacks so fast that it's really hard to do anything like that where you drag a mage. So here, I just like wanted to make sure the melee didn't dig, which is actually more important than killing the melee not last, because here it's fine. Like, the mage still has like a fairly long death animation, and that's also not really something you should worry about too much anyway, until you're going like even faster, I would say. There, I just wanted to make sure I didn't get drained before I repotted. Here, I'm gonna go on the mage. And now I can start flicking Rigour a little bit. Just save a little bit of prayer. Just gonna kill stuff. Just gonna keep killing stuff. Oops. And get ready to pray mage again, because you pray mage on all these waves. So the mage can't see me, so now I pray melee. And I can pray range in between, because I knew that was going to drag me 2 tiles, which is like the other end of the pillar. Like, one end of the pillar to the other is like 2 tiles. And there I technically shouldn't have killed the meleeer, but whatever. Hopefully it doesn't respawn it. And honestly, like, I'd kind of half prefer it to respawn a melee over a bat anyway. So actually, I think it's better if it respawns a bat, because I can just duck behind the pillar, but the melee wouldn't be too bad. But it didn't respawn anything, so it didn't matter. I don't know why I'm flicking. I'm doing illegal things. So this is mage blob melee. We can just keep killing the nibs. You can just kill all the nibs, especially when they're on the north pillar. Yeah, so this had a not blob flick, just putting that out there. Yeah, don't do this if you're trying to flick a blob. But also showing that Missouri is like super tanky. Not even the melee. And yeah, you can always like do this too. So, kind of gives you a lot of health. I figured that was going to drag me into the major, so that's why I did that. Here you should know if there's a mage and a melee on one side, like either on south or on west, and you're on, like, say you're here and they're melee where the blob is and there's a mage behind it, like also that position. If you go around the corner, the mage sees you because it has a long range attack, and then the melee has to walk up to you, so it takes it a tick. So then like they're always off ticked. So that's like a good thing to know. It like helps you solve like a lot of solves. So I took a blob hit, but I was just trying to drag the mage in. Going for simple solves. Like honestly, like I don't know, I think I'll never not go for simple solves in my videos, honestly. Like pretty much I'm trying to always go for something that's like doable. Now that being said, like having gear with this amount of DPS really makes it a lot easier, but even with like slightly less gear you could still do pretty good. Like even like Bofa, like I mean I did like a Bofa sub-65 without chins even. So it just goes to show like the gear isn't 100% of it. It does help a lot though, I will say, like. And here I should be playing range or mage, but yeah. So this is 48. This is like a wave you don't want to fall asleep on. So I would just go here, kill the melee. Or actually, what you could do is do this. Okay, the blob didn't even see me, so that wasn't even as cool as it was supposed to be. Oh, we were supposed to blowpipe that? It's fine, doesn't matter. Lost a couple ticks, you know. I'm just gonna kill this. When in doubt, just kill the melee. Okay, I thought the melee was gonna die earlier. It's fine, that doesn't matter. Like little mistakes don't matter too much. Only like taking a big hit from a monster is like the biggest thing, and not being able to heal it up, that would be like a pretty big mistake. But then you can also brew, so like even with like you might think 3 brews isn't a lot, and like I wouldn't blame you for trying to fit a 4th brew into your setup. Like that's totally fine as well. But like even if I have to use it, like I only need like maybe 1 for Tzhaar. So here I'm just gonna off tick the melee and the major because I don't want the meleeers to respawn. So I'm just gonna do this because I know I'll kill the mage before the other melee digs. So this looks stressful, but really like the chance of me not killing this mage are pretty low if I'm potted. It almost happened though. Here we can just kill him in any order. Just make sure not to drag him on death if possible, because that just makes you lose extra time if you drag them. Drag them when you kill them. You could drag them before you kill them, but it's not worth even like risking it if you want to just play it safe. So here's where your tank gear. I go here and I play range because I figured the range is on this side. And then I can just go here and start flicking Rigour. My pillar doesn't matter, but pillar is healthy enough, and there's only 1 nib on it, so I can just kill the major. The thing is too, like I'm using Rigour, so like everything dies fast. So I have to kind of factor that into everything too. So like all my solves, like most of the time I can just like let something eat a pillar for a little bit. Cause like now I'm gonna go murder that thing. But actually, I'll probably just kill the ranger first to save even an extra tick. But this is totally not necessary. But also just shows you that my pillars like are gonna end up healthy. This west pillar is like full health, which is kind of incredible. That was a mistake. I don't really care because it's A, it's west pillar, B, I know it's super high health, C, I want to kill the mage so bad, but also I wanted to like let them clump up. Hopefully that kills that last one. Okay, that's really good, and now I'm full health as well. But I had a spec as well, so I wanted to use that. And you want to just keep healing your prayer. And something that I like to do when I can is 2-tick off-tick the range and the mage, so put them on like opposite ticks, where there's a tick gap in between each one attacking, and make sure you pray against the range when it's the only one attacking you. Also, I need to say that pillar. So as soon as this range, like I'm not gonna panic, I'm just gonna start moving and keep killing stuff. And I can even heal the full, and then turn my prayers off. And then go here and sip a prayer and put Rigour back on. And go here, and I can step here and I can start hitting the major. And I didn't actually mean to. Stepping here is actually bad because it drags the major up. So if there was like a meleeer that was going to eventually dig, it could be bad, but usually with the setup with Rigour, it won't be a problem. But really, this just goes to show you can just straight up kill stuff. And even if you make some mistakes, you're probably fine. I really wish that would have died there. And really, like, Augury doesn't help much there. I probably should have got another blood barrage off there, but it doesn't matter. So there I just got like, that was such a free solve, but I mean, I don't know, you have to, it's like you would have had to know what you're doing, but at the same time if the blob like melees you or something, that's like not a big deal. There, I'm just gonna pray against the blob in the range, or I could have like moved again to get out of the blob. Doesn't matter, you can just ice barrage if you're not needing health. And then just turn off your prayers in between the wave when you can. And start here on these high waves with your tank gear on again. You can kill the bat here, or start to kill the bat with a bow shot. And then by the end of one bow shot, it's always in your range for your blowpipe. So there it kind of looked like I wasted ticks, but I was on cooldown from the T-bow attack, so actually I really didn't lose any ticks. So it's like good to know when you do a barrage or something, like you have a lot of time before you're gonna like lose a tick. Because to lose a tick you have to be like wasting ticks where you could attack. Here, I don't know. Well, here, really what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the range to attack us. We can just one tick, actually. Yeah, these blobs are like on a different cycle anyway from each other. So because I didn't know what cycle the blobs were on, and there's two of them, I just started one tick alternating. Which is probably what you should do. Just shoot a blob, it's... I'm just gonna ice barrage because I know I have blue hit specs. Sucks. Okay, it's fine. Oh, it's like really fine. Oh, it's very fine. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm like flicking out of like a weird like muscle memory, but so I'm just gonna go here anyway, and if it melees me, I don't care. And then now we're just gonna hit the mage. And I think we're just gonna let that pillar die, because the nibbler is gonna get there in time, and then it's just gonna kill all three anyway, so that just seems like it saves like a bit of a pain in the neck. So we're gonna do that. You technically should have killed the melee first because it dies slower, but whatever. Doesn't matter. As for like most things don't matter. What matters is like staying high HP and like keeping your prayer high enough. That's what's important, and the rest, some of it matters a little bit, but most of it not so much. Here we'll actually just catch a freeze on that nibbler just to kill it. Here, I'm going to try to get one more hit in, or maybe two more hits in. I'm just trying to kill things as fast as I can, and basically what I mean by that is just making sure I'm potted, making sure I'm rigoured, and making sure I have my gear on, and making sure I'm always attacking something. So we're 40 minutes into 59, that's pretty good. It's not like incredible, but it's pretty good. So what we're going to do here is just kill the things north that we can't really deal with. So kill the bat, kill the melee. I'll even play safe here and just do that with Prey Mage on. So I just took the range hit and the bat hit, but I wanted to save the pillar. And now I can start flicking these. And obviously when it respawns, it stays in the same cycle. Well, not obviously, but if you didn't know it, then you should know that. Not sure. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Just kill things. I can just kill this. I mean, honestly. This is a sort of annoying spawn. Oh no, it's actually not. It's actually not. We just let that nibbler do its thing. It's whatever. Okay, it's fine. And then now the mage is isolated. And it's not even that we need the prayer from like flicking this, but it's just easier, honestly. Oh, that's annoying. Wait, what if I just kill the mage and tank the ranger? I mean, that's not like good advice wise, but maybe I can get away with that just this one time. Here I'll just try to kill the meleeer first. You see how long the meleeer's death animation is versus the ranger? It's not like the ranger doesn't have a super short one, but it's like a little bit shorter. Okay, so they're all gonna always go to the north pillar now. Because we don't have the other pillars. Okay, so maybe I don't tank a mage hit. I don't know if I needed to bash him, but I'm pretty sure I did. We're just gonna act like I did. Okay, it's fine. That's fine. It's fine. You just miss all your prayers and then you're not punished. That's basically how this goes. So these late waves pretty much come down to deal with things north of the pillar that you can deal with. So like any melees or bats north of the pillar, I'm usually just gonna kill. Blobs north of the pillar, I'm usually gonna tank unless I can flick them before like a melee hits me or something. But other than that, like, it depends on the situation. Like really, like there's so many situations, but so like here, it's a bat and a melee. So I'm gonna pray range against the bat, kill the bat, and then I can blow up the melee. I could technically kill the mage first, but I'm gonna just wait for this nibbler to get here. So I'm just gonna hit the mage until the nibblers group up, and then I'll kill them. So like super simple solve, and I'll flick the mage, but here at this point it's getting to like I kind of have enough prayer, so that's a good thing. So I won't be like too crazy with it. So the ranger and the blobs saw me at the same time, so they're gonna be off tick. So put tank gear back on, make sure prayer's high, get Rigour on, or augury. So here, I just tank, I flick another blob hit. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. It's fine, we can come back from that. It's fine. It's okay, so our north pillar is still healthy, and we only got like a couple of waves left, so it's nothing to worry about. Yeah, so okay, I got a little quiet there. Yeah, that got like a little crazy, but it was wave 63 in my defense. So also, yeah, I kind of trolled, but I didn't troll that hard. But yeah, it got kind of hard. It did get kind of hard. But here, I'm just gonna try to heal as much as I can. That's kind of fine. Like now, it's so late. It's fine to use a little augury. Like earlier on, I don't want to like burn it, but here, I know if I go here, eventually the mage is gonna block off the ranger here. So that's like a good solve to know too. If the major is where the ranger is, you can go to this spot and you can like off tick them and hit the major from here. But because it's the ranger there and the major there, you can just do what I just did. But there's a solve for the other configuration, is like what I was saying, basically. There, it's technically a little simpler on the solve that I had there. Okay, so this wave is a important wave. I'm just gonna make sure I'm praying here. This is fucking annoying. I'm just gonna drag. Okay, now it's not as bad. Alright, so I'm just gonna tick these. I kind of just like wasted a ton of time, but it's like fine because like this wave is like you don't want to mess it up, honestly. It's not gonna ruin my time, to be honest. So I would say for sub 60, you're looking to finish the waves around 50 minutes ish. So we're like right on pace for that, I would say, if we're going by that random metric that I just made. Guess it depends slightly on like what gear choices you made and stuff like that too, but I'd say it's like a good estimate. And like gear choices don't affect the waves so much. Like any range bonus matters more on like Zuck and Jads as well. So here you just want to make sure you pray mage here. You don't have to defend the pillar, but you want to make sure you pray mage. Here we might get... I don't think the pillar's going to die in time on the mage, unfortunately. But it might, so... Yeah, so I don't want to kill that, so I'll just... It's like unfortunate that I have to lose damage on the pillar falling on this, but... At least I get damage from the pillar falling on it. Also, like... If my arrow's in the air, like it'll still take the damage from before, so here you just try to kill both of them. There's not like a super science to this. I usually just try to hit the one that's higher health. So we finished in 50 minutes, the waves, so it's like just on pace basically. Camping Rigour for almost all of it, like not camping as in like keeping it on, you know, I'll admit, but you know, we did a good job, I would say, keeping Rigour on. Here it's fine to just T-bow all the healers if you want, but if you blowpipe some of them, then that means you're cool, so just don't forget about that. And also, like, barraging a clump of them on, like, the southwest of him is pretty good, too. But other than that, like, you can T-bow them if you want. So here I can start any of them, and I can go either direction. So we just be ready. And you just have to focus up the whole wave, basically. I didn't mean to do that, but it worked out. That worked out. It wasn't really important that you did that as good as I did it, but more just that you didn't make mistakes if possible while you did it, even if it took you a little longer. But like, just don't take a jad it, basically. So there, like, my bastion was gonna run out. So I just brewed right after a T-bow hit, and then you can bastion, divine bastion before the next T-bow hit. Just like a way to not burn your health. Or a way to like use a dose of your brew in a good way, I would say. Here you can always move like 1 tile south, or like 2 tiles south, or like a tile north or 2 tiles north, and that usually traps the healers on each other. So that's just what I did there. I just saw 2 were attacking me, and I moved a tile south. You can pray melee in between if you're comfortable, but... And here you can turn off Rigour. Like, so 2 pots left is like not a ton, but should be enough. Here you can get your camera set up how you like it if you want. Make sure you have Rigour on already. And you can click this in the cutscene. You should know that though, probably, if you're watching this. Well, I mean, not necessarily. So that's not necessary, but it fills the ticks. Like there's like, you have like an extra 3 ticks if you just T-bow without missing any ticks. So that extra long range blowpipe shot just works out like it, like, and I'm talking about ticks before the first set spawns. So like this is giving you the best chance of no setting essentially. So because it's mage side, I'm actually glad it's mage side because I want to show what I like to do on mage side. I know I'm only getting it 1 set, so I keep hitting the thing until it hits shield on that spot. Then I move here, and now I try to burst the ranger as fast as I can. If this dies here, I'm going to T-bow Zuck once, and then now I can T-bow the major. And I know I'm only going to get 1 set, so that's why that's fine. And he's also dying like very quick here. We're only at 55 minutes in, so it's a good example here. I was only going for sub-60, but it just proves my point that Camp and Rigour is strong. So make sure you're ready for when Jad spawns. I wasn't really even ready, but you can attack Jad in between the safe spots here, which is a nice thing to know. Probably shouldn't have attacked there. So I'm just, you see how I waited to make sure that I had the right prayer on before I barrage them. Now if you're comfortable, you can put pray melee on in between. The tick that is projectile is like in the air is the tick that he's attacking. So like for range it's like when it's falling from the sky. For mage it's like when it comes out of him basically. So if you get used to that, it's pretty good too, but not necessary. But like I always end this part with like 99 HP, which is like really nice. So here we're just gonna try to proc. If we don't proc in like the next hit, we'll probably wait. So we're probably gonna wait now. And you could do things like long range blowpipe hit on the boss here just to like try to get it closer, but no need really. Like I'm just gonna basically get to the safe spot and then I'm just gonna hit it. So we procced it here. So you can like zigzag the healers here like that. And same with these. And you see how I didn't miss any ticks attacking with the blowpipe. Like I hit every single tick I could with the blowpipe. So now I can hit the boss. I can hit the boss. Hit the healer. Hit the healer. Hit the healer. Blowpipe stuck the healer. Hit the healer. Hit the healer. Hit the boss. And now we pretty much got it. Want to make sure you move with the shield. So don't forget about moving with the shield at this point. Because you probably got like, if you were following along with this and you're like gonna go try this, like you're probably hitting a good PV at this point, I hope. Because you could probably get pretty far under sub-60 with this, I would say. Probably closer to sub-55. Because yeah, that was sub-58, just like that. Nothing, no crazy strats. Can keep augury off for most things, honestly, if you want to be safe. But look, I ended with a restore still, so thanks for watching this one. This was a little bit of a more advanced one for people trying to push the time down past GM time, but you could also use it just for GM time if you want. It's like a strat you could probably use for GM time if you wanted. And it's a good strat, like, because you get a lot of leeway. So versus the other strat where you don't get as much time to spare, you get, like, there I had like 7 minutes to spare, so even if you weren't quite as clean with the solves, not to say that I solved things in the best way, but just saying, like, if your solves were not super clean and you were like taking a lot of damage, yeah, like, I don't know, you can still totally do it. And I ended with 2 brews, which you could use on the waves, or like if you had not quite as clean Jads or Zuck and you had to like tank a bunch of like Jad healers or whatever, because you don't have to technically pray melee in between or anything, which I really only did for like the last triple Jad and like the single Jad, and like the Zuck Jad I do it just because I'm used to it, but by all means you can skip that. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, if you have any questions about like Inferno speedrunning, or you want a tip or something, or you just have a question, or if you have anything, leave it in the comments. I always read the comments. I try to reply to most of them. If you look at my previous videos, I do try, not every single one, but I usually see them, so definitely leave one. And I really appreciate all like the nice comments in the previous videos. I should have said that at the beginning, but I just wanted to mention, like, all the nice comments in the previous videos are like super cool to have read those. So just wanted to thank anyone who posted anything nice on the videos, and all the support's been like insane, so really speechless on that. So just wanted to say thank you for that, and until next time, I might make a hard mode video, so stay tuned for that if I decide to do that. And otherwise, expect me back here at the Inferno, because that's what I do here. So hope you enjoyed, and peace out. Later.